Actually, there are quite a lot of people who would say, I'm a birder, meaning I'm serious about this hobby, who probably don't feed the birds. There are plenty who do, but there's probably far too many who don't, because that's considered a bit soppy. That's what you just do at home, or, retired people feed the birds, find give themselves something to do, which is obviously a pretty awful attitude, really, because birds certainly don't mind who puts the food out for them. The biggest myth for a long time, actually, was that you only feed during the winter. And I think it's only the last couple of years that actually the message has finally got through via people who do TV programs about bird feeding, or magazines, or some of the companies who actually make the bird seed. They're not saying feed during the summer just to sell more. I always feel the time when birds can do with the most help is probably June and early July, because then you've got, just after the breeding season, you've got a lot of young birds around who need feeding, and their parents, yes, they can do that feeding for them to a certain extent, but the parents are already also exhausted and usually in pretty bad condition. Like blue tits and great tits, you always see them looking sort of almost bald because they've been going in and out of a nest hole all the time, and the feathers are getting broken, and so there are more birds around than at any other time of the year. So that was one of the major fallacies. You do feed all year round. A lot of our garden birds species depend really on being fed. It's become part of the food chain, is that people actually put out food for them. Feeding the birds, you can do it well, you can do it badly. You can get good bird food, you can get not so good bird food. There's a huge range of products, as it were, out there. If you look at what's in them, there isn't much. They're not very nutritious. And the best companies, and there's a few, and obviously I'm going to say I'm connected with one of them, do take a lot of trouble to make sure that it really is quality product, which is going to do the birds good, and not just leave a load of empty husks mucking up your garden, which is unpleasant for the garden, may well breed diseases and can harm birds as well. So do a bit of research, and to do that, here's the website. It's billsbirdfood.co.uk. billsbirdfood.co.uk. Simple as that.